All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Security Explained. Just one quick note before we get started. Please leave all your questions until the end of the presentation. When you ask your questions, you can put them in either the Q&A or the chat box. I'm going to be looking in both places, and at the end of the presentation, I'll ask those questions out loud. So our speaker tonight is Mark Katona from the South New Jersey chapter of the Society for Financial Awareness. The mission of the Society for Financial Awareness is to provide financial education across America and end financial illiteracy. Tonight, Mark will cover the type of benefits you are eligible to receive, the difference between full retirement and delayed retirement, filing for benefits, retirement planning strategies, and annuity type distinction. So without further ado, I'll turn things over to Mark.
Thank you, Chelsea, and welcome everybody. I want to pat everybody on the back, including myself, for showing up. You know, it's amazing how many times today that the alarm goes off and you want to sleep another hour, so we stay in bed a little bit longer, or we find another excuse to not do things that we probably should be doing, because today's topic is a topic that, it's going to make up 40% of your retirement plan. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan, okay? And Social Security, if you go to the ss.gov website, they will tell you, and even a statement that they started mailing out again this year to those that are 60 and above and who have not received Social Security, the statement that tells you how much you receive at your 62 years of age, which is the earliest you could receive Social Security on a normal basis. Your full retirement age, whether it's 66 and so many months, or 67, that's your full retirement age, otherwise known as the FRA, or age 70. So it tells you all the years that you have worked, how much in income you've earned, and it's a high 35 years that you have worked. There's an algebraic formula that's tabulated that determines what you receive at 62, what you receive at your full retirement age, and what you would be receiving at age 70. And if you do not claim, then the benefits keep increasing just as long as you are working and you're earning more in the years from the previous years that you work less. So my name is Mark Katona, and as Chelsea said, I am a financial literacy coach. I work with SOFA, Society for Financial Awareness. It's a nonprofit, 501c3 nonprofit speaking bureau. So we go around and we do teach financial literacy, a bunch of different topics. I believe last month, or in October, we did Getting Fiscally Fit. So the great thing is that Chelsea reached out, found us, and we're there to serve the public in your area through webinar financial literacy topics. And tonight, it's a great one because it's going to affect each and every one of us when we go to retire. Social Security will make up 40% of your retirement income. And it states that on the website, and it states that on the document that you receive when they send that to you to let you know what you would be receiving. So think about that for a minute. The other 60% is made up of earnings from working and what you've accumulated in other assets, whether it's real estate or investments that you've made. And there's lots of different investments, but lots of times when we get a job, we have a 401k or a 403b or a thrift savings plan. And if we're self-employed, we can have our self-directed IRA, a traditional IRA, or a SEP or a SERP. So there's many different vehicles that are out there that will help you get that total equation of 100% that you will utilize during the last third of your life. So once again, nonprofit speaking bureau and Society for Financial Awareness is SOFA's claim to fame. So I've been around since 1993, and we work with uh, employers, lunch and learns, uh, unions, organizations, associations. So for those that are on the webinar this evening, if you're a member of a group, whether it's spiritual group or anything else that I just mentioned there, and you were looking to have someone speak to your group, we're doing it obviously very COVID friendly through these webinars today. Makes it very easy. You can sit home, relax, enjoy, take notes, and hopefully what you learn is what you'll be utilizing when you decide you want to pull the trigger and plan. So Chelsea will be giving you, and it's probably, I believe it's up on the invitation, this evaluation form. Every single one of you that are attending this evening gets an opportunity to have a one-on-one with a financial coach, which is me. Okay. If you're interested, you hit yes, you check yes, and you put a time and date that you're available and an email address. So that way, obviously with a name, so I can call you up and schedule that time to do a one-on-one Zoom meeting with you and get all your personal questions answered. Because if there's not the same answer for everybody, there's over 500 different ways to claim Social Security. And if you go to the website, it's going to tell you that you can figure it out in 15 minutes. And I don't think so, folks. You work 90,000 hours in your lifetime. Okay. Um, I don't think you can figure this out in 15 minutes. And I really do think that you need to have some professional help. Those at the Social Security office, don't plan on them counseling you, because they are not allowed to counsel you. It says in their manual that they are not allowed to counsel the public. So if for some reason you feel that you've gotten lucky from someone giving you information that's across the table at the Social Security office, lots of times they're giving out wrong information because that's not what they're trained to do. So the evaluation form, if you like to have a one-on-one for yourself, and don't think that it's like a sales pitch, because it's absolutely not. It's purely for education. And like I said, what you want to do tonight is write down your questions, so that way, and have those questions on the back of your evaluation form. So that way, when we do meet, I can get your questions answered. And everybody will have an opportunity to have an analysis done for your Social Security if you like to have one, free of charge. Okay. When I say free, I do that with everybody that I meet. Okay. And I think it's a great value, because then you do know when to pull the trigger. So, well, Social Security. Social Security was created in 1934. Okay, was enacted in 35 from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. At that time, we had gone through a depression. There were many people that were moving into the cities from out in the farms, because that's where work was. It was the Industrial Revolution, and people were finding jobs. And if we think about this in 1935, if you number one, with Social Security, you can collect the benefit at age 65. But if we look at longevity of life at that time, the average age of life was age 60. Okay, yet they knew that most people weren't going to be collecting Social Securities. They made it at 65. So we go today, and you have the average age is between 82 to 85 and a half. So quite dramatic difference because of technology. People are staying alive a lot longer. Then the biggest fear that everybody has today is what? It's running out of money. Okay. So, and because of poor planning. So I know if we look at Social Security, there were retirement benefits, survivor benefits, disability benefits, and lump sum death benefit. So we'll go over that. So as I said, established to try to prevent poverty, because people were living at a time where we already went through a depression, and the country had gone through war, and so we needed some stabilization. So he created Social Security, and we could also understand that Medicare comes out of the same office as Social Security. If we can all take that note and put that down, okay? It's amazing because the difference between, a lot of us take it for granted when we have a job, and if we look at our check, we have the acronym FICA, which stands for Federal Insurance Contributions Act. Okay, and FICA is the Social Security, okay? And if you look on that slide, okay, it says the cap in 2019 was $132,900. Each year, the cap goes up. So once you hit that limit, they're not taking any more of the 6.2% out of your pay. So this year, that cap was $142,800. And I just got the new fact sheet for Social Security for 2022, and it's 147,000. So they keep raising the amount of money that once you hit those that amount in threshold in earnings, then they'll stop drawing out. So I also, as of today, I found this out that they did a cost of living increase with Social Security for 2022, and that increase was a 6% increase, one of the largest increases in Social Security in a very long time. But, and I say but, remember, they're going to give it to you one way, but on the other side, you have the Medicare, the standard Part B increase, 14.5% increase in the charge of Plan B, which is $170.10, up from $148.50. So that's a pretty substantial increase, folks. I mean, you're looking at close to $22 increase. Okay, actually is over $22, $22.40 per month to have a Plan B for Medicare. So, where they're going to give you money on one side, they're going to be taking it away on another side. How many beneficiaries receive Social Security? Okay, that's a great question. Well, if you look at this slide, 67.9 million people receive benefits from the program administered in 2018. So 5.6 million people were newly awarded Social Security benefits in 2018. Folks, I have to tell you, 62 years old is the earliest you can claim Social Security. So we have 11,000 people per day for the next 15 years, turning 62. It's the largest amount of people that will be able to claim Social Security that early. And guess what's happening? 75% of the people are claiming early for fear of running out, okay? And it's sad because when we fear something, we make some really bad choices. Folks, it's not going to run out, okay, in your lifetime, okay? And now I'm 60 years old. It's not going to run out in my lifetime. The Social Security trust will diminish in 2035, if not sooner. But what that means is the payout will decrease around about 22%. So, The reason why, we're out here as advocates to educate you is because you need to prepare yourself for the storm. And there's all these different things that are happening today that sometimes they're out of your control, and lots of times you're in control of it. So you just have to be able to make sure in your planning process, you work with a professional that's going to help coordinate. And I say the word coordinate all of your groups of mountains of investments with Social Security. Because if you don't plan properly, you don't want to have all your Social Security taxed. Okay. When it was created in 1934, they said that Franklin Delano Roosevelt said that he would never tax Social Security. And he did not during his administration. But over years of time, they tapped into Social Security, and they never paid what the government borrowed back into the trust. Okay. And they're constantly tapping into it. So that's why, that's another reason why it's going to diminish sooner. 1934, 35 is what they're expecting. And that's simply because you have people claiming 75% of them, 10, 11,000 people per day turning 62, and 75% are claiming early. So eligibility is based on the credits earned, and workers must earn a total of 40 credits over their lifetime. So you have 4 quarters in a year. So if you work a full year, you get 4 credits. So you must have, when you decide that you want to claim, and the claiming earliest is 62, and I'll go into why it could be 60 a little bit. But once you're 62, you could claim, but you must have had 40 credits there. Okay. $1,160 of qualified income. So that means you need to have earned $1,160 in a quarter to qualify for a credit. So to earn a maximum of 4 credits, workers must earn at least $4,640. So, I mean, there could be a time if you earned $4,640 in 1 quarter, that could satisfy the whole year. And that's really based on, the planning that, we can do there with this in the future. So who's eligible for disability benefits? Well, 6 credits are required for Social Security disability, and the worker must pass 2 tests, the recent work test and the duration of the work test. So a Social Security disability obviously comes out of the same office as Social Security and Medicare. The worker passes the test based on age and the quarter of the disability. So here's the numbers. A quarter worker becomes disabled during or before the quarter worker turned 24. They must have worked at least 1.5 years of the 3 years, ending with the quarter the disability occurred. So this is the chart. Disability is unfortunate. I have a brother, my brother Albert. He had a stroke when he was 61 years old. Excuse me, when he was 60 years old. He did apply for Social Security at 62. Social Security disability at 62, and fortunately, they gave him the disability. So, but that doesn't happen with everybody. Okay, so you just need to make sure that you stay up on your numbers and you pay attention to your numbers. Remember, ssa.gov is the Social Security website, and you want to go there. You put in a username and password. They're going to ask you, I believe, 4 or 5 personal questions. You have to get all of the question answers correctly. If not, you're booted out. You've got 24 hours that you can't go back into that site. After 24 hours, you can go back in. And if you have 3 boots, then you're going to have to contact the office in your county to able to get you signed up to at least be able to go into the website and go through your numbers whenever you want to. So the duration of the work test. So, I mean, you can look and see from 28 years of age, year work, you need to work 1.5 years, and so on. If you go up the ladder, from age 60, you would have had to work at least 9.5 years in order for the work test to collect Social Security disability. Benefits amount is known as the primary insurance, amount, otherwise known as the PIA. So when individuals initially become eligible for Social Security or Social Security disability benefits, the amount received is normally the sum of 90% of the first $856 of the average monthly earnings, 32% of the average monthly earnings over $856, up to $5,157. And 50% of average monthly earnings over $5,157. So just keep in mind, like, we all have different earnings. So everybody's income from Social Security and Social Security disability is not going to be the same. Some people make more money than others, but there are caps on this, which you can, as you can see, up to $5,157 when they're figuring this out. So what a benefit somebody could receive. So dependents of deceased workers may be eligible for survivor benefit. The numbers required for credit depends on the age of the worker at death. However, no more than 40 credits are required. So if the deceased worker was employed for 1.5 years during the 3 years prior to his or her death, survivors of very young workers may be eligible for benefits. So are non-workers eligible for survivor benefits? So many non-workers, such as widowed individuals, unmarried children, and dependent parents, can qualify. So you're looking at, a widow, where you're looking at children that are under 18 years of age, okay? You're looking at parents, okay, can qualify for survivor benefits. Even divorced spouses qualify if their marriage lasted at least 10 years. Folks, I cannot tell you, I do a lot of these workshops. That last line, I cannot tell you how many times people did not know that. You have to be married for at least 10 years, and you can collect your ex-spouse's portion of their Social Security once they start to collect after their full retirement age. Okay. Now, they won't receive lesser of a benefit if you decide that you want to claim and be able to get half of the benefit that they're receiving. Okay. So it's a great claiming strategy, because then you can have yours keep increasing. And that's something we can talk about individually, because everybody's planning is completely different. It's not the same. So are non-workers eligible for survivor benefits? Well, widowed individuals are eligible for unreduced benefits at full retirement age. Reduced benefits, I said a little while ago, there is an opportunity that you can receive the benefit outside of, we're not talking disability. Disability, 50 years of age if you're disabled, okay? Well, here you go with 60, you got to be at least 60. If you're a widow, you could receive a widow's benefit for Social Security. So you could receive the widow's benefit and allow yours credit, so yours could keep increasing if your spouse had passed away, okay? Widows, individuals supporting children younger than 16 years of age or disabled are eligible. Unmarried children younger than 18 years of age, 19 for full-time students, are eligible. If the deceased worker provided more than 50% of the support workers' parents are eligible at 62 years of age. Pretty interesting. The FRA is the age an individual first becomes eligible for full, unreduced benefits and depends on the year of birth. The FRA for those born in 1960 or later is age 67. But reduced benefits can begin at age 62, like I said earlier. The benefits are increased slightly each month until your full retirement age, when you get 100% of their monthly benefit will be received. And I could say to this, folks, if you are married, okay, and it's a great common rule that the higher of the two breadwinners wait the longest to claim their Social Security benefit, simply because it'll be one of the largest gifts that individual leaves behind when they pass away. Because when they do pass away, the survivor then will only get one Social Security check, not two. The higher check will stay, the lower check will go away. Also, the survivor will receive $255 as a death benefit from the spouse who passed away. So it's amazing why $255. Now, I've been told when they created Social Security back in 1934, that's what it cost to bury somebody. They never changed that number. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's a fact, but it sounds like it was probably true. So, but that's what I've been told. I did my snooping around and asked, and that's what someone had told me. Either way, you want to make sure you get that benefit. And if a spouse does pass away, you need to let the Social Security office know immediately, especially if the individual who passed away is receiving a check for Social Security and paying into Medicare Plan B, okay, from the Social Security check. So you need to let them know immediately. At 62, the individual is expected to live to receive 60 months additional benefits, and 70% of monthly benefits are received, okay? So at age 65, an individual receives 86.7% of the monthly benefit. So if they don't claim, they're going to receive the higher benefit. So each year it will step up. So from 67 to age 70, it'll 8% credit each year. And at age 70, it stops crediting. So you do not wait until after age 70, okay? I had a gentleman come to my office a few years ago, and we were going to be doing his retirement planning. And I asked him, his brother referred him over to me, and this man was 72 years old. And I said to him, how come you're not claiming Social Security? Were you a federal employee, civil service? He says, no, I paid into Social Security my whole life. I said, so why haven't you claimed it? He says, well, it keeps increasing each year. I said, sir, it stopped increasing at age 70. So you need to go down to the office and claim your benefit. And they're not going to pay you the last 2 years back. So don't plan on that. So it was a terrible thing, but that's what he thought. So you can see full retirement age chart, okay, how much the benefit keeps increasing, okay? So, and this is for somebody who was born 1960, okay, and later. But it's pretty close for those that were born like 1954, your full retirement age is age 66. So where you would get 100% of your benefit if you were 66 years old, okay? Where somebody born in 1960, they would be getting 93.3% of their benefit if they claimed at 66. They have to wait to age 67 to get their full benefit. And it increases So if I was born in 1958, so at 54, it's 66 years old. So in 1958, it would be 66 and 8 months. You added 2 months each year after 1954. So 1955 born, it would be 66 and 2 months. 66 born, 60, in 56 born, you're born in 1956, it would be 66 and 4 months. And then if you were born in 1957, 66 and 6 months. So, and then if you're born in 1959, it would be 66 and 10 months. So if anybody born 1960 thereafter, it's age 67 for your full retirement age. So what is the full retirement age, the FRA? Well, maximum benefits each additional year you work, that's going to just keep increasing your monthly benefit. Those are born 1943 or later, an additional 8% year is added to the benefits for each year an individual delays. So it really does pay to delay. But however, who am I to tell you that? You really got to look at your gene pool. You know, if everybody's passing away at age 72, well, you certainly don't want to wait until age 70 and just get 2 years of your benefit. You got to weigh everything out. Got to look at all of the assets that would be coming in, okay? Because sometimes it really doesn't pay to wait. How much benefits are taxed? Okay, that's a really great question because number one, it's a different set of rules if you claim from age 62 to your full retirement age. That's called the earnings test. And in the earnings test, money that comes in from qualified plans like an IRA or 401k or 403b, it doesn't count in the earnings test. Money coming in from a pension doesn't count in the earnings test. So what do you think counts in the earnings test? It's earnings. W-2, 1099 money from a job. That counts, okay? And the new set of numbers just came in. So if you are in the earnings test, you can earn up to, well, for 2022, it was $18,960 up to the end of this year. So once you hit $18,960, for every $2 earned, $1 back in penalty, okay? And the year before your full retirement age, okay, it was $50,520. You could have earned up to $50,520 in earnings. Once you hit above that, for every $3 earned, $1 back in penalty, okay? But there's a new set of numbers for 2022. If you're taking Social Security between age 62 and your full retirement age, you can earn $19,560, okay, versus $18,960. So these are numbers you want to write down, especially if you're going to decide you're going to claim this year. And then if you're the year before your full retirement age, it was at $50,520 you could earn, and then you have the 3-to-1 penalty. Now it's $51,960 in 2022. But once we have hit our full retirement age, then you could earn as much as you want. Then we have something called the means test, and it's a different set of rules. So if you're an individual now, and you make up to 25,000, well, anything below 25,000, you claim Social Security, you're not going to have tax on your Social Security, okay? However, once you hit 25,000 up to 34,000, then 50% of your Social Security benefit will be subject to ordinary income tax. It'll go over as a line item, 50% of what you received, and that will become income. Combined income of more than 34,000. So 34,000 and $1, then 85% of your Social Security will be subject to ordinary income tax. Now, let's take that for filing jointly. If you earn under 32,000, you file jointly, that you won't be taxed on your Social Security. Once you hit 32,000 as a combined income, 32,000 to 44,000, then 50% of your Social Security is subject to ordinary income tax. And then once you go over $44,000 jointly now, okay, up to 85% of your Social Security will be subject to ordinary income tax. So do you file individual? Do you file jointly, married separately? The filing status typically means all Social Security benefits will be taxed. So you got to really decide. So if the FRA is not reached during the entire year, they're going to be deducted for every $1 from benefit payments for everything $2, or every $2 earned $1 in penalty. I already went over this with you. So the new set of rules is going to state once you hit $19,560 for every $2 earned $1 in penalty. And the year for your FRA is reached, okay, you can earn up to $51,960, and anything above that for every $3 earned, $1 back in penalty. So, and then we'll talk about penalty. So where's the money go? Well, they say penalty, and once you pay all of that money in penalty. Well, they say once you hit your full retirement age, they're going to pay you back the penalty that you were charged. So I always think, well, what happens if you die? So they're not going to send a check to your family, okay? It's kept, okay? They keep it. So understanding, in retirement planning, do you take it early? Do you take it at your full retirement age, or do you delay as much as possible? And so there's different planning strategies for taking it early, waiting to your full retirement age and getting 100% of your entitlement, versus delaying the benefit, letting the Social Security benefit increase and maximizing the benefit and claiming at the latest you can claim it at age 70. But you just have to keep in mind, if you're a married couple, there are some strategies that still can be done, even though they did eliminate the benefit where a married couple could individual, when one claims, the other one could then file and suspend theirs and jump on the back of the spouses. They eliminated the file and suspend, which was one of the biggest planning strategies out there. It no longer does exist for people born, I believe it's after 1955 or 56. So, but my software actually would tell you that. So, needless to say, there's still some great strategies out there that we could implement once you decide you want to pull the trigger. But it's really good to know even beforehand, when to pull the trigger, because like I said, you have to have all of your assets working in unison, not scattered all over the place. Retirement planning is a personal decision and should be based on the needs and probable life expectancy. Talked about that a little earlier. Who am I to tell you? But if you have if everybody's healthy in your family, people last a very long time, you might want to think about delaying the benefit so you can have a larger benefit. It might be lesser checks, but it's going to be bigger checks. And it's also a benefit, for the younger spouse that you're going to be leaving behind. So, and we have lifetime income sources. Number one, we have something called defined benefits, pension plans. Think about 100% of companies today, only 8% are offering pensions. Not too many companies offer pensions, only 8% out of 100. Okay. So what can you do? Well, you can create a pension of your own. I mean, and that's what we're masters at, going through and working with Social Security, your benefit, and creating an income stream that lasts as long as you do. And when you pass away, it doesn't go away like a normal pension. Whatever is left there goes to named beneficiary beneficiaries. So just keep that in mind. You know, a defined benefit plan provided a fixed pre-established benefit for employees at retirement. Employees often value the fixed benefit provided by this type of plan. On the employer side, businesses can generally contribute and therefore deduct more each year than in the defined contribution plan. However, defined benefit plans are often more complex, thus more costly to establish and maintain over the types of plans. And that is why 92% were eliminated. Okay. Now, you're very fortunate if your employer does give you a pension. The problem is the pensions are the first thing to go when the companies do a buyout. So if your employer offers you an opportunity of a lump sum, it might be something that, we should talk about. There's pros and there's cons, to working for somebody, to have their defined benefit plan. Okay. And have a total career with that, because you have to wait to be fully vested to receive it. And, it's a promise that, you work for that company over a period of time. There's going to be a payback to you for giving them your life, your strong working years and staying with that company, versus not having it. Today you have these 401ks, 403bs, your IRAs, and lots of times you don't get the opportunity to have someone sit with you and go over your plan, exactly what you want, how things are working. And most people I talk to have no idea the fees that are incurred on them from their 401ks and their 403bs. They just don't even know that there are fees that exist. And folks, guess what? They do exist. So what's an annuity? It can provide a guaranteed lifetime income. And not only that, when you pass away, it provides a death benefit protection to the beneficiaries. Single versus flexible premiums. So folks, think about this. You go buy a lottery ticket. What do they ask you? Cash or annuity? A pension is an annuity. It's a payment of payments that it's a number of payments that will go to an individual once they retire from that company over a period of time or a lifetime. Okay. So we can have a one-time lump sum contribution, ongoing contributions into an annuity, it's either a flexible premium or a single premium that goes into an annuity. And fixed versus variable, meaning a guaranteed interest rate on a fixed annuity versus a variable annuity with market risk. I don't promote them. Some people like them. I don't. I think because they're loaded up with fees, and you're subject to market risk. But everybody's prerogative is different. I just think that they're cost way too much, and you're the one taking the risk. It's just like your money being in a 401k that is subject to market risk. So there's deferred annuities and there's immediate annuities. So deferred meaning you wait to take income when you need to have that, or begin taking income immediately. And you can take that over a period of time, or you could take it, like I say, period of time, like a short period of time, like 10, 15, 20 years, or you could take it through your lifetime. Deferred fixed annuities, guarantee minimum interest rates. Deferred variable annuities. So they have professional money managers charging fees to manage that variable annuity. Multiple investment options, usually a long-term investment and full of risk. Okay. The immediate annuities, you put a lump sum in, and then it can start paying you. Okay. Can pay you a maximum up to your lifetime. Okay. Step one, you want to get familiar with Social Security. Okay. Your statement, go to ssa.gov into your account. Step two is understanding how a PIA is impacted by taking early or delaying your retirement, your earned income, and then understanding taxes. Okay. Most important, taxes. Okay. We think taxes are going to go up, and they are. Sunset's going to go away in 2026. You want to proactively plan, folks. So when it comes time for you to draw out money out of accounts that are growing tax deferred, you want to do it where later in life, where maybe you don't have to pay tax on that money there in the future. If you pay lesser on it now, so in the future you don't have to pay, it might be something that you'll want to talk to somebody like myself about. Consider financial products such as annuities to help bridge the gap. Okay. And contacting a financial advisor and to determine the optimal strategy for allocating assets and receiving your Social Security. So everything is working in unison together. That's the whole key. You don't want to be in all different directions. You want to have one clear path. You want to have a plan in place. You want to know, what's the right kind of plan that you should have. Okay. And I believe that, you don't sit back and wait. You get proactive and you put a plan together. I wrote a book, okay, a few years ago, and it's Do or Don't, Now or Later. Okay. And I'll tell you this, for anybody who schedules a meeting with me, I'll give you my book. That way you have that. That is free to you. My gift, my Christmas present, a little early gift. So when you schedule a meeting, I'll give you a book free of charge. Okay. Once again, this stuff is all free information. So I want to make my book to you at no cost to you. So you do have the book, and it's a great guide. Your personal guide to collecting Social Security in New Jersey. Doesn't get any better than that. So folks, this is the evaluation form. Make sure that you fill it out. You turn it in, get it to Chelsea. Chelsea, do you give them your email address so they can maybe scan email it or fax it in?
Yes, when I send out the email, you can just either fill it out in pen, scan it, and send it to me. Or if you don't have a scanner at home, you can just bring it right to the library and I'll collect it there. You can also, if you don't want to leave the house or don't have a scanner at home as well, you can just tell me the answers to the questions and I will fill it out for you here at the library.
Doesn't get any better than that. Chelsea, you're an angel. So folks, I just want to say thank you for attending. I'm going to just put out this out here. There is my cell phone. Anybody can give me a call. Okay. There is an email address on there as well, mcatona@sofausa.org. And that is SOFA's website. You could go to the website. I'm also going to give everybody a free phone app, okay, which I think it's a great tool that people can use. There's a great Social Security guide in there. You can keep it on your phone. So folks, take out your phone, whether you have an iPhone or smartphone. And I want you just to go to where you text message area of your phone. And I want you just to text the word, not at the top where somebody's name would go, on the bottom where you text a message, and text the word income planning, all one word. And where the person's name would be, so income planning goes in the body of the text message. Where the name would be, you just type in 36260. And then that little arrow, whether it's going to be an iPhone or smartphone, just hit send. And once you do that, wait till it comes up on your phone in a text message. You click on and you follow the prompt. If it's a smartphone, it's a cloud-based app. No one can get a virus. You can add it to your phone. You can delete it anytime you want to. I tell people, share it with the world. Make this world a little bit smarter. And I'm sure there's 25 people in your phone that you love. Put their name, phone number, and email in the sharing part of that app. Send it to them, call them and say, listen, I just gave you a gift for Christmas. Keep it on your phone. Make yourself smarter. Share it with your friends. And that can go on an iPhone or smartphone. So thank you. I appreciate everybody on. I guess I'm sure sometime in January, February, the North Bergen Public Library will announce the upcoming webinars for 2022 that Chelsea and I will be putting together. And I'm looking forward to having a healthy, happy holiday season for all. And thank you very much for allowing me to educate you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. At this time, if anyone has any questions, now's the time to ask them. So you can put them in either the Q&A or the chat box. I'm looking at them both, and I'll just read those questions out loud. So Mark, we do have one question in the chat box. Virginia's interested in getting a free copy of your book. Would you let her know once again how to schedule one of your consultations in order to get that book?
Absolutely, sure. So Virginia, all you need to do is once Chelsea gets you out the evaluation form, okay? On that form, you can just put your address in there, okay? Put your scheduling time in there, your phone number, best time for me to call you, your email, and obviously get your address on there so I can get you over the book. Perfect. Excellent.
Awesome. And once again, about those evaluation forms, if you guys don't have a scanner at home and aren't able to come into the library to drop them off to me, feel free, just send me an email, reply to the email I send you with the answers to the questions, and I am more than happy to fill out the form for you and send it out to Mark.
Excellent.
So if we have any other questions, again, now's the time to put them. You can put them in either the chat box or the Q&A. Mark, I just want to wait one moment to see if there's any questions that come in.
Absolutely.
All right, I see no other questions in the chat or Q&A box. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone for coming out this evening. Really appreciate seeing you all tonight. And a big thank you to Mark as well. Thank you so much for volunteering your time to give this absolutely wonderful presentation. We really appreciate you coming out tonight.
Thank you, folks. Happy holiday.
Happy holiday, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you. Good night.
All right.